You mentioned to me when some of our earlier conversations that getting a budget together is can start off in an unrealistic manner and then has to be brought back down to reality once people start really digging into building a green building, whether it's residential or commercial, or people have maybe unrealistic expectations. So can you go into that a little bit for us?
Well, yes, Bill. Yes, Bill. Yes, Bill. Yes,
That's
Ken.
okay. I've been called worse.
I'm sorry. It's early yet, Ken. Budget's a big one. You know, a lot of people read articles and say, oh, you can build a house for $50 a square foot, or you can build one for $75 a square foot. Or maybe they have a cousin who's an electrician, or an uncle who's a plumber, and they come to the table with a budget. Most everybody has a budget. You know, we've got $250,000, $300,000, whatever, and they almost always want way more home than you can afford. I mean, we've seen it over and over again. People come to the table with, say, $300,000, and they want to build a 6,000 square foot home. Well, it's just not going to happen. You know, building costs, depending on where you are in the country, $100 a square foot pretty easily, $150, $200 a square foot. In some areas, it's $300 a square foot. So I think the most important thing is to start with your budget and then talk to some knowledgeable builders who do spec work, you know, who do spec homes and custom homes, and they can tell you, they can give you a much better idea of the cost per square foot. Whatever you do, don't go on the cost per square foot of the local subdivision, because those are mass-produced homes, sometimes not well made, and so they might be able to bring in a house at $75 a square foot, but a custom builder isn't going to be able to do that. You know, that's just not going to happen. So start with your budget, find out the per square foot cost typically that's typical in your area for a custom home or a spec home, and then use that. So say you've got say you've got $200,000, and the cost per square foot is $200 a square foot. With that money, you're going to get 1,000 square feet. But I would also reduce the size a little bit, because there are always cost overruns. I mean, you know, it's not unusual to go 5%, 10%, sometimes 25% over your budget when you get into the process. So that's what I think is crucial, is just be realistic. The problem with being unrealistic is that you waste a lot of time and you spend an awful lot of money. James Plagman that I work with, we've had several clients come to us with budgets, and you know, maybe $250,000, and they've got a 6,000 square foot home in mind, and the two of us will tell the client that's just not going to happen. You're not going to do it. And of course, we get the story. Yeah, my uncle's an electrician, and my cousin's a plumber, so we think we can do it. So they'll have James design the home, and then when the home's done, they keep adding and adding, so the house gets even bigger than 7,000 square feet or 6,000 square feet. And finally, when it's all done, they take it to a builder, and the builder prices it out at $1.2 million, and then they come screaming at us like, "Why didn't you warn us?" So it's really important to be very, very realistic about budget. In my case, we have the house that we're building is to replace a house that burned down in January of 2011, and so we have a set budget. It comes out to about basically about $180,000 for approximately a 1,300 square foot home. And so we have a built-in budget, and there's not much leeway, because that's what we got for the insurance settlement.